Hi, I just watched Cloverfield Paradox. Okay, so let me give you backup on Cloverfield. Cloverfield came out and it looked very interesting. It was a monster movie, and at that point in time, me, my sister, and my very close friends were extremely obsessed with monster movies. We loved all of the old claymation movies and always a huge fan of Godzilla. So going into Cloverfield, we were pretty jacked. We wanted it to be a good movie. Little did we know, we watched Cloverfield 3 times in one day in the theaters. I was one of those people that immediately bought it on DVD, torrented it onto my computer, and started going frame by frame, trying to figure this movie out. It blew my mind, everything about this. And it was so scattered, and no one was really talking about the story that much, except for, we really like Godzilla movies, and we wanted to make an homage to that. I didn't know what to do with it. So, years pass, everyone shuts up about it. J.J. Abrams gets Star Wars, and us loving Cloverfield people start to think nothing's going to happen. Cut to a few years ago, and Cloverfield Lane comes out, and all of us are like, what? What now? This movie seemingly had nothing to do with Cloverfield, with the exception at the very end, spoilers, the very end mentions aliens. And very outright, very alieny aliens, which was not how Cloverfield 1 was done at all. Cut to a few days ago. I live and breathe YouTube. I've lived and breathed YouTube for over 10 years now. And I see this one channel that I watch a lot for like explanations and like, hey, they're going to be doing this kind of alien movie next, and hey, they're going to do this kind of thing next. Post the words Cloverfield 3. Perked my interest. I clicked it, and they're like, hey, so there's an idea. They're currently working on a Cloverfield 3 called Cloverfield Station, or the something particle. I forget what it is right now. I just kind of stopped watching because I was like, okay, they've said this over and over again. Last time we got Cloverfield Lane. Similar story, similar dimension, but not really the same thing. It wasn't the same. Clover was nowhere in it. It wasn't that same thing. So I go away. Go to yesterday, and I see a movie. Hey, officially, this is the name. And I was like, that's bullshit. I didn't believe it anymore, because I've been so jerked around. Cut to today. I'm at my boyfriend's parents' house, and we're all watching the Super Bowl, and I see clips of Cloverfield. I make everyone shut up. And it is a trailer for something called the Cloverfield Paradox. I freak out. My jaw hits the floor. I don't really know what to do. So I get home, and my boyfriend goes to bed because I have tomorrow off, and I'm planning on staying up, watching a few videos, maybe playing some video games, and then going to sleep maybe 2 hours later. It's on Netflix. They dropped the trailer and released the movie the same day. My mind is blown. I'm perked. I'm trying to call my sister. She's trying to put the baby to sleep. And I Snapchat her and my friends, this is not a fucking drill. It is on fucking Netflix right now. And my sister's like, I'm not going to be able to watch it for another week. And I was like, no, I'm watching it now. I feel exactly how I felt when I left the first movie. I want more. Like this, I'm the kind of person, if you look over there, you'll see a bookshelf full of DVDs. They're basically all mine except for about 10 of them. They're my boyfriends. The other 10 are my boyfriends. I'm the kind of person that will listen to the commentary of every single movie that I watch. The fact that they released this on Netflix and I'm not getting a comment, I'm not getting anything. Like, I have to take that for what it is. I'm freaking out. Everyone's asleep except for my cats. What? So basically, so from this point on, if you have not yet watched Cloverfield Paradox, stop watching this. Go watch it. Take 2 hours of your life and just sit down and watch the movie. And it is amazing. It's definitely standalone. If you've not seen Cloverfield, very encourage you. Just like so much encouraging. All the encouraging. Go watch that movie. But this one, I believe, could stand alone without it. Quick synopsis. Intelligence and scientists go up into space to try and figure out a new way to produce energy. This is what we know in our real world as the Higgs boson. This is something that they've been working on for about a decade or so now, more than a decade really, but they came out publicly doing all of it roughly about a decade ago, and it started making some hoopla because if it goes wrong, a lot can go wrong, and that is the basis of this. Basically, long story short, they smash the Higgs boson, merging 2 dimensions together. The entire station ends up going into this alternate dimension 14 months in the future, where their station has crashed into Earth. Everyone died, and all the Earth is at war. Meanwhile, we'll call this Dimension A. In Dimension A, Cloverfield popped up. Clover is rampaging the city, and you're seeing glimpses and pieces of the main character, Hamilton. Very good performance. I fucking love her. She's done amazing work in Black Mirror, which, if you haven't seen Black Mirror, but it goes to her husband on Earth, and he is a doctor of some sort, and they're thinking this explosion's going off, and when you look out the window, you go, that's the Manhattan explosion. This is New York. This is during Cloverfield 1. So you're getting glimpses of another angle of Cloverfield 1. And then it's going back to Dimension B with the station. And you're trying to see them figuring out what the fuck is going on. The Russian Volkov, he ends up exploding with worms with the gyroid, which keeps think of it like like they put it in the movie, a fancy compass in his stomach. Then O'Dowd, which I love him, he's in the IT crowd. My boyfriend made me watch the show. The guy's fucking hilarious, and he's, I think, the perfect amount of comic relief. It doesn't overdo it. It doesn't overshadow anything. It doesn't make you go, oh, come on, really? He ends up losing his arm, and then his arm pops up, and his arm's like sentient, which is so confusing. Because how is the arm sentient? What is so different in this universe that you can lose a limb and it's still sentient? And it tells them, cut open Volk. And sure enough, they find the gyroid and are able to locate Earth again. Needless to say, they find out exactly what they need to reboot the Higgs boson and not only get back to their dimension, but fix the energy crisis. And shit goes down. Crazy bitch they found in the wall ends up trying to kill everybody to save her Earth rather than just send the schematics and hope they can build another station. And our main homegirl is fucking torn in half by a choice that no one would ever want to make. She's in a world where her dead children are alive. And she's alive and she's enjoying her children. And it's not a luxury she has in Universe A anymore. I don't know that I'd be able to make that decision. But she sends the video and all the schematics to her on her Earth in Dimension B and goes back to Earth and calls Huntsville, which I'm confused. Houston isn't there and they're calling it Huntsville because Huntsville is in Houston. If you're not familiar with the Houston area, see this as you're looking at the map of Houston. Center of Houston is here. Huntsville is kind of over here. Kind of just off to the side in the country. And they go, hey, we need repairs. We're coming down. They say, okay. They didn't tell anyone about the monsters on Earth. And the very last fucking shot is her husband screaming into the phone, don't tell them to come back. Don't tell them to come back. And then it shows the pod jettisoning back onto Earth and a close-up of Clover emerging from the clouds. And I'm left in fucking awe. I want more. I want more information. Like, what? So, in the coming hours, I'm going to be struggling over this and trying to find other people who have fucking seen this and trying to find my old Cloverfield forums and basically go, what the fuck just happened? Like, does this give us... It gave us the idea that the monsters are everywhere. It's not just Manhattan. That they're everywhere. That it's some sort of incident like the Mist or something where the dimension just opens and now there are monsters everywhere and we can't stop it. And the scariest part about all this is not entirely untrue. Like, we don't know what happens if you smash a Higgs boson. We don't know what happens if space-time gets ripped open. I need more information on this. So if you can think of anything, just like, tell me? I'm gonna have to watch this like another 8 times. I'll see you later.